Um, One of the reasons, for the main reason why I had to be here is, first of all, that I admire Rotimi Amaechi's fighting spirit. And it's a very consistent one. But the most memorable for me, because I watched this event live on TV, all the way from Abu Dhabi. I wanted to see the drama of all the primaries going on during the election. I wasn't really here, but I said, I want to watch this contest. And I'm glad I did, because it gave me a great, most malicious pleasure, rascally, if you like, pleasure, to see the incumbent president being given a dose of his own medicine. Let me explain this. As somebody we knew as the last man standing when he fought to a standstill, a former president who was maneuvering himself into a position of changing the Constitution and becoming, obtaining a third term. He keeps denying it, but he and I know for a fact, and so do others. And towards that goal, he was sort of emasculating the powers of the constituent elements of the Federation. And by the end, this president was the last man standing, resisted that effort. All the others had sort of cowed down because their statutory allocation had been stopped, contrary to the Constitution. But one man, he was the last man standing. Well, he obtained a dose of his own medicine from Rotimi Amaechi during the primaries. I enjoyed that very much. While everybody was, falling over one another, conceding, as one individual who got on the podium, and he said, "No, I'm not conceding. I didn't come all the way here to commit Lule." And that man was Rotimi Amaechi. And I said, this is what democracy is all about. In addition, I think we in the literary world owe him a debt. He demonstrated his commitment to the literary occupation on the occasion of my 80th birthday. He created a mini festival around that event. I felt very honored by himself, the Rivers State, and it gave me enormous pleasure to have worked with him towards bringing the title, the very enviable title of the literary capital, the book capital of the world, to Nigeria, to Rivers State. So that was another debt. But then there's also an ancillary debt which I expected him to pay. It was this. Nigeria is a very weird country. Or more accurately, let's say Nigeria is peopled by some very weird species. On that occasion, somebody, as usual, people carry all these political disagreements into the most execrable dimensions. And simply because one individual had a problem, political problem with Rotimi Amaechi, he went on to say that mini festival was really a means of looting. I hope you do remember the occasion. It's important that we remind ourselves from time to time of the meanness of which people are capable, even on occasions of celebration. And suddenly, in the media, what was a joyful, literary, artistic occasion which involved several disciplines of the arts, put out an article in the paper saying that Rotimi Amaechi had looted the treasury for this event and had shared the proceeds with the individual who was being honored, that being me. Remember, and suddenly in the papers there was Soyinka Gate, and they said, so it's become a crime to be honored, and asking me, you may remember, both him and myself, to refund to the Rivers State this money which was spent on this mini festival which gave such joy to young writers, dancers, artists, dramatists. So I came here today because I didn't receive any share of this. So Rotimi, I came to collect my share from you, from the 80th birthday, because they say that there was no festival, no event, and this money just went into individual pockets. This is part of the problem that we have in this country. Rotimi Amaechi does not share that mean-spiritedness, and this is one of the delights which I have to be associated with an individual like that. There are many other instances which I can cite, but these are just sufficient to make everybody understand that I'm not here by compulsion or by delight, with a sense of paying tribute to a remarkable, resilient man, individual, a very capable individual with an enormous fighting spirit for his convictions. So once again, I apologize that I must take up in the middle of all of this. Enjoy yourselves and make sure that you take away with you at least a little shard of that character, that unique character, energetic, sometimes very difficult. Half the time I find it difficult to understand what he's saying. That's by the way. Just take away, however, a shard of this little phenomenon encapsulated in the personality, the achievements, and the career of the celebrant, Rotimi Amaechi. Congratulations, many happy returns. Thank you very much indeed. I hereby launch